Okay, so welcome to our live training session number 5. In today's session, we will learn how can we work on directories. So in today's session, we will know how can we use different commands while working with directories. In this session, we will learn about the different commands that we use while working with directories like pwd, cd, ls, mkdir, rmdir, and we will also know about the absolute path and the relative path, auto path completion that we use in Linux. The very first command that I am going to show you is the pwd command. Pwd command is used to check the present working directory location. How can I check where I am currently working? That I can check with the help of the pwd command on terminal. So currently I am working in /root directory. This is my present working location or present working directory location. Okay, if you want to know it on GUI, let me open the file manager there. And here, how will you check where are you currently working? If you are there in desktop inside home, so this is the present working directory location on GUI where you are currently working. In the same way, on CLI, we can know it with the help of the pwd command. Pwd command is used to check the present working directory location or to know the present working directory location. Or you can also execute echo $pwd. It will also show you the same directory. Why we are using this command? Because it is calling the value of this variable that is there in pwd. Pwd is a variable which is a system defined variable. We will take the variables in the upcoming sessions. So here you can concentrate on the first command. Pwd command is used to know the present working directory location where you are currently working in the system. The next command that I am going to show you is the change directory command. How can we change the directory from one directory to another? How can we jump from one directory location to other in Linux? So for that we can use the cd command. Cd command is used to change the directory. And after that you will have to mention the path where you want to jump or where you want to go. Let us suppose I want to go in /tmp. So I will mention cd/tmp. So I will go to the tmp directory. And how can I confirm it? To confirm it, I can execute the pwd command again, which will show me the current or the present working directory location as /tmp. So with the help of pwd command, we can check where we are currently working, and with the help of cd command, we can change the directory. Let me show you on GUI. Let us suppose currently we are in desktop directory and I want to go back. I want to go to any other location. So I will click here on computer and then I can double click on that directory where I want to jump. Let us suppose I want to go to the same tmp directory there. Let me double click here and here it is. So with the help of this command, the cd command, we can jump to other location by using the command line interface. While on GUI, we can double click on that directory where we want to go. So here double click is working as the cd command. Now let's come back to our shell. Now there are different options or different paths which we can use with the cd command. Like if I want to go back to my home directory, I can mention cd tilt. So this tilt symbol is used for the home directory. So with the help of cd tilt, I can jump back to my home directory anywhere from the system. So currently I am again working in my root home directory, that is /root. Or I could have used the cd command only. If I will not mention anything after the cd command, it will by default allow me to go back to my home directory. Let me change the directory location first. Let's go to the etc directory and let me confirm. Let me execute the pwd command. Here it is showing the details as /etc. That means currently I am working in etc directory. And if I want to go back to my home directory, I can simply mention cd and press enter. And let me verify with the help of pwd again. And here it is showing the details of the present working directory as /root. So either we can use cd only on the terminal, or we can mention cd tilde. Both commands will allow me to go back to my home directory. Now, let us suppose we have some directories which are in parent-child order. Let me go to the tmp directory and let me create a new directory there with the help of mkdir command. Mkdir command is used to create the directories. Let me create a directory with the name as parent, and let me create one more directory in it. So let me first go to the parent directory which I just created, and let me create another directory there with the name as child. So I have created two directories, one inside other. Let me go back. Let me show you. With the help of ls command, I can show the contents. I can list the contents of tmp. And here, if I will scroll up and I will show you the directory which I just created with the name as parent. So this is the directory which I just created in the previous step with the help of mkdir command. So this is the parent directory, and if I will go to this parent directory and press enter, and I will long list the contents, I will find the child directory there which I just created in the previous step. So this child is the child of the parent directory. So let's go to the child directory. Now let me show you the present working directory location. The present working directory location would be /tmp /parent/child, because I have just created the parent directory inside /tmp, and after that I created the child directory in parent directory. So this child directory where currently I am working is a child of this parent, and I want to go back to my parent directory. And what is the parent directory? Parent directory is the /tmp/parent. So from this location where currently I am working, I want to go back to my parent directory. So I will simply mention the complete path there, /tmp/parent like this, and press enter. So it will allow me to go back to my parent directory. So in this method, I have used the absolute path. This is the absolute path which I mentioned. The absolute path starts with / right from the root. But I could have used one more method. Let me go back to the child directory again. Let me show you. Currently I am working in the child again, and I want to go back to my parent. But this time I don't want to use the absolute path. I want to use the relative path, or I want to use any other option. So for that I can simply mention cd ... This ... represents the parent. System knows the parent with the help of this ... symbol. And again it will allow me to go back to the parent directory. Can you see this, guys? Yes? Am I audible? Anyone? McLean? Okay, so either we can use the absolute path. The absolute path starts with / and we will mention the complete or the entire path, or we could have used the ... sign to go back to the parent directory. This ... is actually working as the relative path. So in this way we can go back to the parent directory. To go back to the parent, we can again mention ... This time we will go back to the tmp, because tmp is the parent of this parent directory, and root is the parent of this tmp. And if we want to go back to root, we can simply mention ... then we will go back to the root. Let me execute the pwd command again, and this time we are on the root. And if we will again press the cd ... we will mention cd ... then it will not allow us to go out of this root, because this root is the parent of all the directories. Everything is there inside this / or this root. So we can't go outside of it. So we will remain there on root. or the parent directory. Okay, so the parent is identified with the help of the dot dot sign, and the current directory is identified with the help of this dot. So for current directory we can use the dot sign, and for the parent we can use the double dot or dot dot. Is that clear, guys? Let's go to the TMP directory again and long list the contents. If you will long list the contents of any directory, including the hidden files, like I want to execute ls-al command, so it will list the hidden files also. Then you will find two directories there in each directory, one with the name as dot and another one with the name as double dot. So what these directories are doing there? Why do we use these two directories in each directory? These are for the system. System identifies the location of this directory with the help of this double dot, because this double dot represents the parent. So the present working directory is in this directory. So this double dot is there for that purpose. And that is why we are using the single dot that represents the present working directory. Okay, guys, is that clear? Let me show you on GUI for you. In TMP, we have created the parent directory. So if we will go to the parent directory by doing double click there, we will find the child directory there. So this child is there in parent. And if we want to go to this child, we will double click there. And now we are working in child directory. So this child is there in parent and we want to go back to parent. We can directly click here on parent and we will go back one step. This allows us to go back to the parent. Or if we want to go back to the parent of parent, we can click on TMP and it will allow us to go to the TMP directory. But on terminal, we can use the cd command for this purpose. Okay, guys? Clear? Now we have some more commands that we can use with cd. Let us suppose I want to go back to my home directory. I can simply mention cd there. But again, I want to go back to the TMP directory where I was earlier working. So to go back to that particular location where you were working in the previous command, you can simply mention cd dash like this. So it will allow you to jump back to that directory where you were working in the previous command. Press enter. So it will again take you to the TMP directory because earlier we were working in the /TMP directory. If I will again fire the cd dash command, it will allow me to go back to my home directory. So this command can be used if we want to go back to that particular directory location where we were working previously. Okay. Now let me explain the absolute and relative paths. As I have shown you, absolute path starts with slash. Let us suppose I want to go to the etc yum.repos.d to this directory location. So this is the absolute path. You can directly mention the path starting with slash, then the next directory name, then slash and the next directory name, and so on. So this is the absolute path. But let us suppose if I am working in etc directory and I want to go to the yum.repos.d. So either I can mention cd etc yum.repos.d like this. This would be the absolute path. But I don't want to use the absolute path. I want to use the relative path. Since I am already working in the etc directory, I can simply mention the next directory name, that is yum.repos.d like this. So it will allow me to go there. So this is the relative path. If you are mentioning the path right from the root up to the jump, so that is called as the absolute path. And this method, as I shown you, it is called the relative path. It depends on you which type of path you want to use to jump in that particular directory. Either you can use the complete path from the root, which is called the absolute path, or you can simply mention the relative path. It totally depends on you. You are flexible to do that. Now we will talk about the path completion. You don't need to mention each and every word, each and every alphabet in command. You can use the tab key for auto path completion. Let us suppose I want to go to etc yum.repos.d again. So I will mention yum.repo. There is no need to mention the complete details of this name. I can simply press the tab key and it will auto complete the remaining characters. So tab key can be used for the path completion. Like I want to go to the home Vikas Nehra. So I will simply mention VIK and press the tab key. It will allow me to jump there. It will auto complete the remaining words or remaining alphabets in command. Why? Because we are using the tab key. Tab key is used for the auto path completion. You don't need to manually type all the characters, all the words there. Okay guys, so you will use the tab key. It will not only save your time, but it will make your working very easy on the terminal. Now we will talk about the ls command. So let's go to the home directory again and let's execute the ls command. Ls command is used to list the contents of the directory. If you will simply press the ls command, if you will simply run the ls command, it will display the current working directory details, the files and directory names. And if you will mention the path of the other directory after ls, it will show you the contents of that particular directory. Okay, so if I want to list the contents of my home directory, I can simply mention ls. But it will not show you the additional details like the permissions, date and time of modification, owner group, and the other details. If you want to list the additional details also, you can simply use ls-l. ls-l is used to long list the contents. Long list means if you want to include the other details like permissions, this is the column of permission. These are the number of links. This is the owner of this file. This is the group. This is the size in bytes, date and time, and the file name. So these details can be listed by running the ls-l command, but it does not include the hidden files or hidden directories. If you want to include the hidden files, you will have to use ls-a option. So ls-al will list the contents, will long list the contents of all the files. It will not only display the normal files, but also it will display the hidden files and directories also, like this. So how we will identify what type of files are hidden files? So the files which are having a dot in the starting of the name, these are the hidden files, like these files. These all files are the hidden files. Okay guys? Any doubts? Are we good? Should I proceed further? Okay. Now if you want to list the contents of the directory in human readable format, means if you want to see the file size in human readable format, you can use option -h with ls command. So you can simply execute ls-lh. This will display the file size in KB, MB and GB and so on. So for that you can use option -h with ls command. Guys, you can like the video on YouTube also, and you can subscribe to our channel if you have not subscribed it earlier. Now let me show you how can we create the directory. Let me first go to the GUI and let me show you there. We already created a directory with the name as parent in TMP, and there we have created a directory with the name as child. Inside child, there is no files and directories present. This folder is actually empty. Folders are called as the directories in Linux. Now if we will go to the command line interface, and here we will use the cd command to go to this location. So we will simply mention cd tmp parent child and press enter, and we will long list the contents by running ls-lh command. It will show us 0 files and directories. The same thing which I have shown you on the GUI. There are no files and directories present in this location. Now if I want to create a new directory here, so I can simply execute mkdir command. Mkdir, and we can mention the name of the directory which we want to give to it. Let's use the name as new dir. Again run the ls-l command. This time you will find a new directory there which is just created in the previous command. So we have successfully created a directory here. Now I will show you this directory on GUI. So let's go to the GUI, and here you can find this directory which is just created by our command. Can you see this, guys? Yes. Now if we want to remove this directory, to remove the directory we can simply mention the rmdir command. Remove directory, rmdir, and the directory name or the directory path. But there is one condition, that it can only delete or it can only remove the empty directories. Since this directory was empty, so we have easily removed it. Now if you will go back to the GUI, you will not find any directory there, since we have already deleted it by our command. So folder is empty again. Now what will happen if there are some files and directories there in that particular directory? So let's create the directory again. rmdir new dir, sorry, mkdir and new dir. So we have again created a directory there with the name as new dir. And now let's go to this new dir directory and let's create a file here. So let me create a file here, file.txt. So with the help of touch command, I have created a file. In the next session, I will teach you how can we play with files, how can we create the files, how can we modify the files. So all those details we will take in the upcoming session. So now this new dir directory is not empty. There is one file in it. So let me go back to the GUI and let me show you this file there on GUI. So this is the directory which we had in the previous steps, and let's go back to this directory, and there we can file this file which we have created in the previous command. The name of the file is file.txt. Now if you will try to remove this file, you will not be able to delete it by running the rmdir command. Rmdir, let's first go back to the parent of this and let's run rmdir new dir. So it will say failed to remove the directory not empty. Since the directory is not empty, you cannot delete it by using the rmdir command. To delete such directories which are having some data in them, we can use the -f option with rm command. So we can use rm-rf. rm is used to remove the files and directories, and this r is there for recursive option, and -f we are using for forcefully deleting the directory or file. And here we can mention the name of the directory and it will delete the directory. So let's go to GUI and let's find this. So we are not able to find it there on GUI because we have removed it. You have to be very careful while running rm-rf command because it can create serious issues in your system if you execute it in an incorrect way. So you have to make sure that you have to be very careful while running this rm-rf command. So with the help of rmdir, we can remove the empty directories, and with rm-rf, we can delete those directories as well which are not empty. Now let's go back to the TMP /tmp, and let's remove this parent and child. So we will mention here parent and it will remove it. Okay. Now, if we want to create the directories in parent-child order in one go, like I want to create a directory, and inside that I want to create another directory, inside that I want to create another directory, and so on in one go, in one command. To create the directories in parent-child structure, we can use mkdir-p option. -p we are using for the parent-child combination. And here we can mention the parent name, then the child name, then its child, and so on. So it will create these directories in the same order. So let's go to the parent directory. Here we will list the contents. We will find the child, this directory. Now let's go to the child directory. There we will find the child1 directory. Let's go to the child1 and list the contents. There we will find the child2 directory. So we can create these directories there in this order. Okay guys? Clear? Any questions? Yes? Any questions? Your voice is not clear. For what? Yes? Hello? Yes, -i is for interactivity. If you will use option -i, then it will prompt you. Okay, you can definitely use that. I will teach you that option in the upcoming session, because in today's session we are only concerned with the directories. We are only dealing with directories. In the upcoming session, when I will show you while working with the files, there I will show you the rm command. Rm command is not in today's session, because already alias is set there in Linux for rm command. Rm-i is already defined there actually. This is already aliased. Can you see this? If you will execute the rm command, the system will execute it as rm-i. So there is no need to mention -i exclusively, because it is already set there in system. Okay, I will take this in next tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay. Okay guys, so this was yes, who is this? Your name please? Yes, Gopal. Yes, Gopal, go ahead. So yes, got it. Did you go through the previous sessions? I think you have not gone through our previous classes. That is why, yes. So you need to go through the session where I have explained the directory hierarchy, the file system hierarchy of Linux. There I have explained the use of each and every directory. Okay, please visit to that particular tutorial on YouTube. Okay, and after that all your doubts will be cleared. Okay, he was asking, Gopal was asking, why do we use different directories? So like Windows, we have the program files there, Windows folder there, the users directory there. Each one is used for the different purpose. In the same way, in Linux, we use different directories for different purposes, and we have already explained the use of those directories in our previous sessions. So if you have not gone through, you are requested to go through those sessions, and if you find still difficult, you can ask me anytime. You can ping me anytime on WhatsApp. Okay guys, so are you clear? Why do we use different directories? All of you. हम अलग अलग डायरेक्टरी क्यों यूज करते हैं लिनक्स में? Yes. Yes, McLean. I think you are aware of it. Habib, Murli.
Yes, because I have asked a question in chat, like, can you just have a look into the chat?
Definitely. Let me first complete this session and okay, let me take. Can you run mkdir test? Okay, I will explain the parent and child again. I will take it, McLean. No issues. Parent is the parent. Yes. Okay. Let's go to the root. Root is the parent of all. And what are their child? What are the childs for this root? These are the child directories. Because all these directories are there in root. So bin is the child of root, boot is the child of root, dev is the root, etc is also the child of the root. So the next directory which we mention in command after the previous directory, that is the child. Like I want to go to the tmp, so I will mention /tmp. So slash is the parent, tmp is the root child, and there if I mention parent, so this parent is the child of tmp. Now I mentioned their child. This child directory is the parent, is the child of the previous parent directory. Or let me give you one more example. Like I mentioned cd slash. So slash is the parent, and thereafter that I mentioned home. Home is the child, and in home slash Vikas Nehra. This Vikas Nehra is the child of this home directory. So the next directory which we mention after the previous directory is the child. Okay? Clear? Okay, guys. So that's it from my side for today's session for working with directories. You guys are requested to visit the page number 81. One exercise is given there in the PDF. You guys are requested to go through the exercise and solve these questions at your own. If you face any challenges, the solutions have been provided there on page number 82. You can see the answers there, you can see the solutions, and you can rectify your mistakes. And if you still face any issues, you can ping me there on WhatsApp. Okay, so I'm going to stop this broadcast on YouTube as of now. And we will be back tomorrow at 9 on YouTube, but we will be there on Google Meet. We will discuss the questions and your queries. And one more request, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you guys are requested to do that. And you can share these videos with others also, so that they can take the benefit out of them. And you can like the video, of course. Thank you so much for joining on YouTube.